Okay, loud and clear from two people. Interesting. All right, good to have each and every one of you here this evening. We're going to do something very interesting. Okay, and I would want you to pay attention as I will be working with quite a number, of materials. I'll be working with quite a number of materials, and I will be sharing these materials with some of us here tonight. Okay, but there would be some criteria that you would have to at least fulfill before you can get access to the materials. But they're very easy. Okay, and I'll tell you what it is. During this session, an attendance form will be shared via the chat box. So ensure to fill it out once it's there so that you can get access to all the materials that we will be using tonight. Tonight, essentially, we are going to see automation in action. We are going to see earning monthly in action. But before we get into the real deal, quickly, where are you joining us from? I'd love to know. Where are you joining us from? Where are you joining us from? Are you joining from Lagos? I'd love to know. Where are you joining from? Where are you joining? Very quickly, type in the chat. Type in the chat very quickly. Okay, I'm about to share my screen. So I'll give it just 1 minute. Where are you joining in from? Very quickly, let me know, and we can get started. Lagos, fantastic. Ogun State, Ebonyi State, brilliant. All right. So while that is coming in, okay, I can see some from Ibadan, Calabar. You are all welcome. I'm going to share my screen now, and we can dive right into the thick of it. Okay, I'll share my screen, and we can dive right in. Okay, we can dive right in. Type crystal clear in the chat if you can see my screen. Type crystal clear in the chat if you can see my screen. Type crystal clear in the chat if you can see my screen. Crystal clear, fantastic, brilliant. All right, so tonight we're going to be looking at automation systems, how you can build one and earn monthly. This is not something that would fall on your laps by mistake. So if there's anything that I can advise you to do this evening, it is to listen and listen carefully. And whatever you do, do not miss the attendance form. Because this very slide that you are seeing on my screen and some of the other materials that I'll be using, including the AI agent I'll be building tonight, okay, that we'll be building tonight together, I would share all of those things with you so that you can build yours on your own later on, okay? So you can spend the weekend building yours, and I would love to see what you come up with. Okay, are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Give me a thumbs up like this. Give me a thumbs up very quickly if you are actually ready. Fantastic, fantastic one. Okay, great. All right, so let's dive right in. Let's dive right in. So why are we here majorly? Okay, the world has changed, and the world is changing, and it is changing very, very fast, right before our eyes. Okay, people are moving from manual work to automating. All right, and that's because a lot of businesses have seen the value in automating systems. What you can do manually. Okay, the hard work you are doing now, why not get it automated so you can focus on more pressing stuff? So we're entering into we have entered into the automation era. Okay, and let's talk about you a little bit. And this is you. All right, you probably have a salary going on for you. All right, but once it is landing, okay, it vanishes. Not like you throw it away, but there are several areas, several things, bills that are already asking for their own fair share. And guess what? The cycle repeats. Okay? Or you're here and you're a hustler. Okay? But your hustle is a one-off. You do this hustle today, you're out there looking for another client tomorrow, and so on. You really don't have something that you've built that is yielding a monthly income for you. All right. Or you are here and you want to earn in dollars. You've heard that people are earning in dollars. Okay. But you don't even know where to start from. You know that there are remote opportunities, but it looks like something that is not meant for you. Right. If you are here today and you find yourself in this category, then you are in the right session. Or you've been learning skills. Okay, you're here, you've been learning skills, and so on. But guess what? Nothing to show for it financially. You know so many things, but how do you even position yourself to give value to businesses and get paid? You do not have that capability, and you're here tonight. You are in the right place. Okay. Or you know a little bit of some of the tools that are used to automate workflows, but you don't even know which one to start with. You've heard of Zapier, you've heard of N8N, you've heard of Make.com, and so on. They've told you it does not involve coding, but you don't even know where to start from as a beginner. All right. And there are businesses right now as we're having this conversation. Businesses are out there who are looking for people that can save them relevant cash. Okay. And this right there is the opportunity for you to actually get income, monthly income, okay, without having to work so hard. All right. So some of you are busy professionals, very busy, okay, but you still need more income, right? You still need more income. So how do you position yourself in such a way that even in your busy schedule, have something that is generating income for you on the side? Okay. And last but not the least, guess what? If you do not get into AI, it's only a matter of time. You are sitting on a time bomb and calling it a job. Slowly and steadily, you will be phased out. And you see a new group of people who know how to leverage AI coming to take that very job that you are doing. And they'll just quietly sideline you. And that would be it. So, in a nutshell, you do not really have a lot of options. Okay. What you do have though is you can take things into your hand and actually take advantage of the situation. Okay. So, and there are some people that maybe you've even learned how to use some of these tools, but you don't know how to package yourself. Okay. This also would be very beneficial for you. So essentially, we're going to move from a place of chaos to building systems that actually work and that can help you yield a monthly income. All right. So a little bit about Ten-Analytics business. We're an AI firm, and we help educate newbies into the AI field, especially. Okay. And we also train organizations, okay, to help their workforce become AI empowered. And by so doing, help the organization to put out more work, okay, with the same amount of resources. All right. So, and we've helped quite a number of people transition over the last half a decade of our existence. And here is myself. My name is Muhammad Suleiman, like you may have already seen below my video. And I have quite a number of years of experience. I've worked with top firms like Alfa Romeo, Nestle, and so many others. Okay, I did most of these remotely. All right, and I've helped mentor quite a number of Africans to get their first tech job right from the classroom. And I've also been a LinkedIn top data visualization voice. And guess what? I also transitioned into tech. So I was not about the tech, bro. All right, so I also transitioned into tech. Okay, so let's talk exactly about how you can move from where you are now, okay, to getting, monthly income by building AI automation systems for clients. So this is a scenario. So I want you to picture yourself that for the last 1 month, listen to me carefully, guys, and this is a unique opportunity to also remind you all that the attendance form that I was talking about at the beginning of the session is now in the chat box. The attendance form is now in the chat box. So ensure to click on the link and fill it out so that you can get my slides, you get the video recording of this session, and any other material that you need to recreate what we'll be building. Like I said, we'll build something practically in tonight's session. So ensure to fill out the attendance form. If you're having any trouble whatsoever filling it out, just read the message after the link in this chat. Read the message after the link to the attendance in the chat, and that would solve your problem. If you are not seeing the attendance, you likely came late, but Deborah would post the attendance again. So just look out. You get the attendance in the chat. All right, so there you go. All right, so now I want you to picture yourself. So while you are filling the attendance, listen to me and type down in the chat when you're done filling it out. Okay, type down in the chat. So only those who type down, okay, and their name actually appears in the attendance form are those who would receive the materials. So let's go on. Picture yourself that over the last 1 month, what you've been doing is you've been creating AI automation systems and showcasing your skills on LinkedIn. You're posting on LinkedIn, and someone on LinkedIn sent you a DM and they said, sorry about that. Okay, so someone on LinkedIn sent you a DM and says, I saw what you posted about AI automation. Okay, we hire all year round and our recruitment process is becoming too stressful. Can you help us automate it? Now, this person probably works in HR of their company or could even be the CEO of the company. And they sent you this message. Okay, so they want you to actually build something that they can use. All right. So many companies are hiring, okay, and they struggle in getting quality talent simply because everything is done manually. People apply to the job. They upload their CV. HR starts looking at each of the CV one by one and so on. That's a hassle. Okay. So now, what's the cost of doing it manually? Too many CVs to review, very slow. HR team gets overwhelmed, and when you have a tired team, what happens? You get inconsistent screening decisions. All right, so you do not get a strong candidate to hire eventually. Okay, you do not have a strong candidate to hire. So as someone building systems for people, you don't just start building. Oh, can you help me build? Yes, I can build. This is it. No, that is not how it works. You want to ask this question. What does your current process look like? You need to understand what they're currently doing. Okay, you need to understand what they're currently doing so that you can help them adequately. Okay, if not, picture this: you go to the hospital, you want to see a doctor, and Upon arriving at the doctor's office, guess what? Without you uttering a word, the doctor says, "Take, that's your medication. Next person." Would you take and would you touch it? Would you touch that medication? Let me see your answer in the chat. While you're answering that, okay, let's listen to the current method. So the current method is people feel online. Okay, Fidelis is still saying, Fidelis, I don't know what kind of network you're using. If you can't see, people are already typing done that they create their attendance, and you still can't see their attendance. Okay, so but look out, Deborah is going to paste the attendance form one more time. Okay, so ensure that you exactly. So that's it now, Fidelis. She has posted it 2 times again. In fact, 3 times. So ensure to fill it out. Okay, if you haven't already. And if you're having any trouble, like I said, there is a message after the attendance link. Ensure to read it to the end. That will solve any troubles that you're having filling it out. So back to business. Back to business. The HR that reached out to you, after you've asked them what's your current process, they now answer and say, okay, here's how it works. We created a form. Now, that form is available online for anybody who wants to apply to the job to fill. Once they fill the form, their CV gets saved in a Google Drive, and that is where my headache actually starts. Okay, I start reviewing these CVs one by one. And what I want to achieve really is I want to compare the CV to the job description. I also want to update, a sheet, okay, for the lead HR manager, so that, and in this sheet, I'm simply saying, okay, this is the details of this candidate, and this is my recommendation, and all of that. And I still need to send a follow-up email, okay, to the management saying, okay, this is the person that, oh, for this person that applied, don't even bother. Okay, don't bother wasting your time inviting them for an interview. They are not a great match. So this is the current process. So how do you automate this process end to end? How do you automate this process end to end? Okay, so this is how you do it. Okay, so candidates form and CV, you automate it. It auto saves in a drive, and then you have an AI engine that extracts the information from the CV, compares it to the job description, and scores it. After scoring, it auto updates Google Sheets and also automatically send an email recommendation to the client you are building for. Okay, so anytime anyone fills the form, they can see whether or not, straight up, whether that person should even be considered. So this would solve the problem of getting 1,000 CVs and having to go through 1,000 CVs one after the other. Okay, so at the end of the day, you get to focus on just the CVs that matter most. Okay, so your client will be happy once you do that. Okay, so this is the before and after, and all of that, the CV extract, the AI screening agent, and then the output that you get. So you get a score and all of that. Okay, so now, why is this a monthly service? Okay, hiring is needed. Hiring needs change all year. Job description can change. They'll need you to make that change to the AI agent so that the AI agent knows which job they're hiring for. Okay, scoring criteria can change. They will need you to make changes. New job rules must be added. Okay, sometimes you may need to optimize your prompt just to ensure that your AI is acting the way it should be. So your presence is needed for this. Okay, and for that reason, you can continue to earn on a monthly basis. Now, this is what we're going to do. All right, this is exactly what we are going to build. Okay, this is what we're going to build. In a second. Ha. So this is what we're going to build. Are you with me, guys? Are you with me? Are you with me? Are we together? Are we together? All right. So yes, fill the form if you are just joining. If not, you will not get the recording of this session. You will not get my slide. You will not get all the materials that I'll be using to build this live here in the session. Okay, so I'm about to start building it now. Okay, I'm about to start building it now. All right. Before we go to the next thing, how you get to come up with an agreement, you know, with your clients and all of that. Okay, so to build something like this, it's very easy. Just go on Google Chrome and search N8N sign up. It is totally free. Okay, it is free. And the sign up process is super easy. N8N, N for net. Okay, N for net, N8N. All right. So if you search N8N, oh, victory, you're laughing. Is it because I said N for net? It's because I want to be clear. Okay, I want to be as clear as day. All right. So as I was saying, you see N8N, and you can actually start automating for free. That very workflow, you can build it for free. Okay, so I'm going to click N8N. If you already have an account, all you need to do is to sign in. If you don't have an account, just click on Get Started for free, and the process is super easy. Just fill your details. It's like signing up for a new Facebook account. Okay, the process is intuitive, straightforward, easy. Okay, we have started the session since. People are asking, is this session recorded? Yes, it is. All right, Emmanuel. Yes, it is. But you would only get the recording if and only if you fill the attendance form. Okay. Anything aside that, just forget about the recording. All right. So as I was saying, I have an account, so I'll sign in. But if you don't, which I'm guessing you don't, click on Get Started. Okay, and just open your account. You can do that while I continue. Okay, just create your account so that once you get the recording and the slide and every other thing, you can build on your own. So I'm going to click on sign in so that I can get signed in. Okay, because I already have an account. Like I said, creating a new account is seamless. It's like creating a Facebook account. So once you are in, it will bring you to a page. All right, it's going to bring you to a page that looks like this. All right, so what you really want to click on is the plus sign on the top left here, and you see workflow. So I'll click on workflow, okay, and I'll click on personal. All right, and then it will open a new environment for me to start creating cool stuff. Okay, Demola, if you type I'm present in the chat, there's no, I don't look at, see my hand, I don't have biro and paper, so there's no way I'll write your name down. The only way I'll know you came here is to fill the attendance form that Deborah posted in the chat. Once you fill the attendance form, type it down in the chat. That's how I know that you came here. And if you're able to do that, I will send the recording of the session to your email. Okay, and any other materials, the slide that I was presenting before now, and any other thing that you know, will help you build what we're about to build on your own. Okay, so the first thing I'll do is, as you can see, it says add first step. So you remember that workflow? Let me go back a little bit so that we are on the same page. Do you remember this workflow? Where is it? Do you remember this? Do we all remember this? When the client was describing their headache to you, right? You are the doctor now. So when they were describing their headache to you, that headache is what you want to solve. All right. So we want to turn that headache, we want to give that headache to the AI now. That's what we want to do. All right. So we want to build this. Okay, we want to turn this to something like this, but inside of the actual AI, inside of the actual AI tool. Okay, inside of the actual AI tool. All right, so let's go ahead and build cool stuff. Coming second. All right, so the first thing I'll click on this plus sign to add my first step. So the first thing I want to do is, okay, let me explain what this is. Your first step in any AI automation is called a trigger. Okay, trigger. You know what a trigger is? You know what a trigger is? Trigger. That same trigger you have in a gun. Okay, you know the bullet does not come out of the gun if you don't pull the trigger, right? So nothing will happen if it is not triggered. So this trigger is meant to activate the AI to start working. So it must do the work once it is triggered. So when I click on this, it asks me, what do I want the trigger to be? I want the trigger to be a form. So I'll type form. Okay, it should be a form. So when people fill a form, I want the AI agent to wake up. So I'll click on N8N form. Okay, and I'll click on new N8N form event. So each time the form is filled, kindly start work. Kindly start work. Okay, kindly start work. Okay, so what is the form title? What is the form title? I would say submit your submit. Oh, what happens to my keyboard? Submit your what? Application. Submit your application. Okay, form description. Fill this form to apply to the open role at Analytics. Okay, so assuming Analytics is my client. Okay, all right. So after this, I want to start adding form elements. Okay, form elements. Form elements are like, I mean, you need people to fill name and all of that stuff. Okay, so Alabi, there was an instruction after the link in the chat in the message Deborah sent. Kindly read that message to the end, okay, and follow the instruction. Nobody's going to reach out to you via the phone number that you pasted. All right, so follow that instruction and you'll be good. All right, so I'll click on add form element. So what's the first thing I want to add? Okay, I'll say name. Okay, I'll say name. All right, I'll say name. Okay, or I can say full name. Anyone, full name. Then element type, text input. All right. Then I want to make it required. You can't just leave your name blank and fill my form. So I'll click on add attribute and I'll say required field and I'll turn it on. So it must be a required field. So I'll add another element again. This element I'll say email, right? Should we look for email? Should we? Yes, email. Okay, email. Second, add form element. Where's my form element? Yes, here. Email. Okay. Also text input. Also, I'll make it required. Then I'll add one last element, and this element would be the CV. Okay, the CV. So I'll say CV. All right. So I'll say CV. Okay, CV. All right. Element type, I'll change element type to file. I want people to be able to upload a file. Okay, I'll click on attribute and say multiple files. Okay, multiple files. All right. I'll click on attributes again and say accepted file type. Not, I don't want any type of just anyhow file. I just want PDF. So I'll say PDF. Okay, I just want PDFs, and I'll make it required as well. I'll make it required. I'll make it required. It's a required field. You can't escape the form without filling this. I think that's all. Okay, that is all. All right. So all I need to do now is to click on execute step. Execute step. So I'll click on execute step. Okay. And now it has popped up the form. So it has popped up the form. So I'll start Muhammad Suleiman. Okay. Email. I'll put in my email, and then I'll click on choose file, and it automatically go to where I have go to my storage, and I'll just look for where my CV is, and I will paste the CV. I'll click on open, and you would see my CV is there, and I'll click on submit. Once I click on submit, now you'd see that something happens. Form submitted. Form is submitted. Your response has been recorded. So you now see that on the left, you have the input. On the right, you have the output. Can you see that it has detected the file name, Mohammed Suleiman, file extension, PDF, and all of that, file size? Can you see that? Can you see that here? Give me a thumbs up very quickly, because we will be moving forward. Now, we will be moving forward. Okay, great. So after that, we want the AI to do two things. Number one is we want it to save this CV in a Google Drive. We want it to save it in a Google Drive. So I can create a drive first off. Okay, I can create a Google Drive. Okay, I'll go to my Google Drive. I can create a file. If I want a specific folder, okay, if I want a specific folder, I can click on new here. All right, I'll click on new and click on new folder, and this is Google Drive to create my Google Drive. If Oluwaseyi, it is more reason for you to fill out the attendance form. Okay, I will not be repeating myself here because I don't plan to sleep here tonight. All right, so I'll say applicant, I'll call it applicant CV, applicant CV. So I'm going to click on create. All right, so you see that I now have a folder called applicant CV. Okay, there was one I created before that was data analysis CVs. Now I have applicant CV. So I'll now go back to my N10 and click on this plus sign and say drive. I want to put this CV in a drive. So I'll type drive here and click on Google Drive. Okay, so Google Drive has so many actions. What do I want to do? I want to upload the file into the drive. So I'll click on upload file, upload file. After clicking on upload file, okay, after clicking on upload file, it's, if you don't have your credentials, it will ask you to sign in. Very easy. You just sign in on Google, into your Google, okay, so that N10 has access. Once that is done, you come here, okay, you come here, and operations will be upload, okay. Input data field, you call it CV. You change it from data to CV. Okay, so that's the name of the input data field, and you can start seeing some things here. Okay, so CV. All right, CV. Okay, what is the file name? How do you want the file to be named? Okay, how do you want the file to be named? So there is a format, okay, that I will give you. This is part of the resources that will be sent to you. All right, so in this file name, you see fixed and expression, okay, fixed and expression. So what I would do here is there is a document where I copied the format. Okay, there's a document where I copied the format from, and that document will be part of what I will be sending across. Okay, to be part of what I'll be sending across. So you can also just copy and paste. All right, this is not something you need to worry about. So currently it's in fixed. I'll click on expression and then I paste that format. Once I paste it, you see that I'll have the year, month, and day that Muhammad CV was uploaded. So if there is another Muhammad, all right, it will be unique to the year, month, and day. So after that, I want to choose where this folder should be uploaded in my drive. So I'll click on, when I click on the drop down, I will now see applicant CV. Do you see applicant CV? That is the folder I created in Google Drive. Once I click on that, it will go to the applicant CV. Okay, remember this is the applicant CV folder. Let's open it. You see that nothing is inside. Nothing is inside, right? Can you see that nothing is inside? Now let's go back to N8N and execute that step and see what would happen. Now that I'm done, I'll click on execute step. And if everything is fine and good, it should automatically upload. You can see node executed successfully, which means if I go to that drive now, let's go there. I should see Muhammad CV inside. Can you see that? Can you see that? Can you see? Okay, I believe you can. Now the CV, meaning anybody who applies, their CV comes here. Okay, so I'll close this. Now the next thing I want to do is I want N8N to extract, because see, we want to save the HR client stress. We want to save our client stress. So I want this AI to extract files from the CV. I don't want to do that myself. So what I would do is I can move and look, I can drag things around. Okay, you can drag it around however you want. All right, so let me move this to the left. Okay, let me zoom out a little. Let's move things around. Okay, so I just move it up. So apart from uploading it in a file, in a drive, I want this CV that after filling the form, I want the information from it to be extracted. So I'll drag this point, okay, like a strand. You know, when you're dragging when you're dragging a strand of thread from the roll, okay, you drag it like that, and when you release it, this pops up. You are very confident. You're confident. I like your confidence. You say your screen is not showing and you happen to be the only one that is complaining. Don't you see what I mean? So please, guys, if you can see my screen, I want you to type it in the chat. Type in Muhammad's screen is visible. So in your network is not very good. So what I want you to do now is this. Okay, you're going to look for one long antenna close to you. Okay, or if you have a mast, okay, you look for it and you start climbing it. Ensure to reach the top. I'm just joking, all right? I'm just joking. But try fixing your network. So here I'll type extract. So extract. I'm gonna type extract in here. I'm gonna type extract, and you see extract from file. Extract from file. I'll click on extract from file. And it will ask you which file do you want to extract from. There are so many types of files. So I'll look for PDF. Extract from PDF, and I'll click on that one. When I click on extract from PDF, it will now ask me what file. Where you have input binary field, it is just asking you what did you call the file I should extract from, because here it has spotted CV. Can you see on form submission? So it has spotted the CV. So what do you want me to extract from? I'll say CV. All right, extract from CV. That's all. That is pretty much all. Okay, and then I'll click on execute step. Once I click on execute step, on the output side, you see something. Okay, it will look somehow first, but let's scroll down. Let's scroll down. If you scroll down, you see text. You see text, and in that text, you start seeing some things that make sense. First name, last name, my phone number, email, LinkedIn, and all of that. You see all those information inside of there. Can you see that? You see all those information in there. So that is the idea of the extract. So all these other ones are just meta. We call them metadata. Don't worry yourself about it. Okay, don't worry yourself about it. All right. What you should worry about is the text. So now that we've extracted the text, that is all that I need from this. Now, the next thing I need to do, guys, is I need an information extractor. You know, when we're in primary school, there was something they taught us. They said, do you remember the primary school definition of computer? Who remembers the primary school definition of computer? Who remembers it? In fact, if you went to the kind of primary school that I went to, it was used that definition was used to compose a song for us. A computer is a device that what processes data into information. All right. So we've extracted data. Where I'm going is this: we've extracted the data, but we want to process it. So that is why I need another information. I need information extractor. So I will search for information. Can you see information extractor? So when I click on information extractor, all right, when I click on information extractor, okay, it will ask me, what do I want to extract information from? Now, I want you to look at this left-hand side. The left-hand side is always the input. The right-hand side is always the output. And that's why I love anything. So you already see the result of what you are building, even before you are done building. Okay? So now, on this side, I can see extract file, and I can see so many things. Remember, we saw our text down. So I'll scroll down. You see that text? I'll put my mouse on text, and if you notice, my cursor turns into a hand ready to grab something. Can you see that? It has turned into a hand ready to grab something. So what will I do? I'll click and hold it and drag it the way I drag people on Twitter and Instagram, and drop it inside the box that says text. Are you with me? So when I drop it there, you see it is green. And you know, anytime you see green, that's green light. You are doing good. So you now see that the text is what this information extractor will focus on. Okay? So it will focus on the text. Okay, so schema type. Okay, you want to change it from this to what? Define using JSON schema. What does this mean? What does this even mean? Mohammed, what does this mean? Don't worry. When you extract information, you want it in a certain format. So that is why we want to define using JSON schema. Now, once you click on it, don't worry. All you need to do is, in the document I'll share, let me show you the document. This is the document. Okay, this is the document here. All right, so in the document I'll share, okay, you just come and, so this was the first one that I pasted. So when you're watching the video, you will see me referring to this document. You just come and copy this. So I won't add number one. I'll just put it on a particular line, so you know that that's the first one. Now this is the second one. You just copy this second group like this and come and paste it here. You just click anywhere here, Control A to highlight and Control V to paste. Thank God for copy and paste. But what did we just paste? What we pasted is, we are simply telling the information extractor that, look, I want you to extract the telephone number. I want you to extract the location where this person is. I want you to extract the title. What's the job title of the person in the CV? What are the skills the person has? What is the work history of the person? After that, give me the certifications the person has. And then finally, the education. That's simply what this is. Okay? That is simply what this is. All right? And I got this from ChatGPT, if you are wondering. I got it from ChatGPT. Okay? I don't know JSON. I don't know what that is. I just got it from ChatGPT, but I'm making it easy for you so that you don't have to go through ChatGPT. I pasted it in the chat in the document that I have there. So once I have done this, I'll just click on execute step. Okay. If I click on execute step, I have an error. It said problem in Node. A model subnode must be connected. Fantastic. Let me tell you what that means. This is too much English. What it means is that it's saying, Mohammed, this is an information extractor. It needs a brain. It needs a brain before it can work. You've not given it a brain, so it can't work. That's what it's telling me. So if you look down here, you see this plus sign that says model. So I have to add a model. And when they say model, it's talking about either ChatGPT or Gemini, Claude, all those things. Those are AI models. So I'll click on that. I'll click on model and I'll search for, let's search for OpenAI. That's ChatGPT. Okay, OpenAI. So I'll click on OpenAI. You see free credit, so you can use it for free. All right, OpenAI free credit. Okay, so I still have $1.93. So you get, I think, $2 for free. All right, so once you are here, okay, once you are here, all right, once you are here, I think you're simply good to go. You now come back to this information extractor. So if you want to open anything, just double click. All right. I should link you to the video, Alabi. Okay, just drop off the call. Okay, drop off the call and join back. You should see my screen if your network is good. All right, if your network is good. So here, okay, here in the information extractor, I need to tell it how to act. I need to tell it that, look, you need to act like this. Okay, it's very important. So how do I do that? I would click on add options, okay, and I'll click on system prompt, okay, system prompt. All right, once I click on system prompt, you can see I have a message for the AI. It says you are an expert extraction algorithm. Only extract relevant information from the text. If you do not know the value of an attribute asked to extract, you may omit the attribute. For me, I don't want you to omit anything. So I'll say, instead of omitting it, I'll say you may put n/a. N/a. Who knows what n/a is? Who knows what n/a? If you see n/a, what does it mean? Let me know. Let me see those who are fluent. No, type it in the chat. Type it not available. Fantastic. The number you're calling is not available. That is NA. All right. So once I am done, I will now click on execute step again. This time, if everything is okay, it should work smoothly. Okay, it should work smoothly and tell me node executed successfully. Okay, node executed successfully. So it is still working. It is still working. You can see it is still working. It is still working. All right, it is still working. Let's give it a moment. Node executed successfully. Now, once it is done, you will now see that it extracted some information. Can you see that? Okay, it has extracted some information. Okay, it has extracted some information. These are the logs. These are the logs. But let me click on output so you see. Aha, very good. Can you see now? After clicking on output, you see telephone. Can you see the telephone? Can you see the telephone number? Can you see the location? Nigeria. So from that CV, it was able to extract this information. Telephone location. So it is following this format. Can you see telephone location, title, skills, work history, certification? You can see no certification, so it puts NA. Instead of leaving it blank, it puts NA. So it has listened to me correctly. And then education, it has put the education history. This is nice. Okay, so this is done and dusted. Now I will now create let me move it in. Let me highlight everything and drag it to the side. So you can just highlight across it if you want to drag, if you want to move everything as a body. Okay, so let me move it to the left so that I can give me more space to the right. Now I want to create the version of the HR person, the AI version of that HR that will make the decision. So this AI version would look at this information, okay, and also compare it to the job description. And guess what? It will then determine whether the CV matches the job description. It will determine whether the CV matches the job description. Okay, so to do that, I will add something called, I'll click on this plus sign and I'll search for something called basic LLM chain. Basic LLM chain. LLM means large language model. So this is like it's like I'm building my own ChatGPT. I'll still give it a brain, but I want to build my own ChatGPT. I want to train my own ChatGPT to be the HR. Okay, so I'll click on the basic LLM chain. So it's going to open it up. Now, the input of this basic LLM chain is the information extracted. Can you see the information on the left? You can see everything, the telephone, location, all of that. Okay, so essentially what I want to do is I would now, this is where I would ask my clients that, where is your job description? Where is your job description? So they will give me their job description. Okay, and you can get job description. Just for us to demonstrate this, I would check for what job should we search for now? What job should we search for? Say what job should we search for, please? Let's say data analyst. Okay, data analyst job description. A data analyst job description. Okay, data analyst job description. Data analyst job description. All right, so I'm just going to click on see more. So this is a job description for data analyst. This is a job description for data analyst. So I can just copy it. Okay, I can copy it. That's the key responsibilities, the common tools, the typical daily activities. So I will just copy. Okay, highlight. I'll just highlight the whole thing. Okay, again, thank God for copy and paste. So I'll copy it. Okay, and go to, where is the workflow again? I'll go here and you see where it says source for prompt user message. I'll click on whatever I have here and click define below so that I can put my own. I'll put my own. So what I want to do is I want to give the AI two things. First is the job description, and then every other relevant information from the applicant. So what I would do here is I'll first of all paste the job description. Okay, I've pasted it. Okay, then I'll now hit enter. Okay, I hit enter multiple times so that it will take it up. Then I'll now start dragging and dropping relevant information that I want the AI HR to look at. Okay, so I'll come and pick the skills. I'll drag the skills and drop it here. Please compare the skills. So if you scroll down and you see skills after the job description that I pasted, you see the skills. Okay, after the skills, I'll drag work history and put it beside skills. Okay, you can see I now have work history and skills. I'll also drag certifications. So check for the certificates this person has. Okay, so you can see certifications now there. I will now drag in education. Okay, sometimes education may be irrelevant. Okay, but just for demonstration, I'll just drag in education. Okay, if you want to drag their telephone number, it's up to you, but no HR will hire you because of how your telephone number looks like. Okay, so after this, I don't want the AI to give me an output anyhow. Okay, so I'll say require specific output. Okay, require specific output. Now once I click on require specific output, I get two things. I get model and I get output parser. So this model again, do you remember when we saw modeling earlier? Brain. I need to give the AI a brain. This is brain. Okay, and then I need to give it a specific format to put. I need to give it a specific format to put the result. Okay, so thankfully I already created a brain before, right? So instead of creating another brain differently, I will just I'll bring my cursor here and drag it to this brain here. I'll drag it to this brain here. So just use this brain that I already have. So these two are sharing the same brain. Are you with me? They are sharing the same brain. Okay, so here in the output parser, okay, I'm simply telling it that, look, when you have made your decision, I need you to put it in a specific format. Have I told it how to act? Did I tell it how to behave? Have I told it how to behave? No, I haven't told it how to behave, right? I have not told it how to behave. Is that correct? So let's go and tell it how to behave. Let's go and tell it how to behave. So let's go back to the basic LLM. I'll double click on it. It will open back. And then I want to click on add prompt. So when I click on add prompt, okay, when I click on add prompt, I'll now put the message I want here. Okay, I'll tell it you are the hiring manager, match the candidate detail to the job description, and rate the candidate on a scale of 1 to 100. Okay, rate the candidate on a scale of 1 to 100%. Okay, and tell me the score of the candidate. Okay, tell me the score of the candidate and give me your recommendation. Okay, give me your recommendation whether or not I should bother myself to interview this candidate. All right, so that is what I'm going to paste here. All right, so in order to expand it, I'm just going to click on this icon. If you bring your cursor to this icon here, if you click on it, to expand so that you can see what you're pasting. So when I paste it, it says you are the hiring manager, match the candidate details to the job description, and score on a scale of 1 to 100%. Let me add percent. Okay, 1 to 100%. Okay, how well the CV matches. All right, give a brief recommendation on whether or not you will interview this candidate. So this AI is going to determine whether to interview, is going to give advice to the HR manager whether or not to interview this candidate. All right, so what am I going to do? I'll execute. Okay, before executing step, let's put in the output parser. That's the output parser. All right, so that the output is in a structured format. So for the output parser, you would find the format in the document I said I would share. Again, only those who fill the attendance form will get it. This is it here. Okay, this is it. Let me go to the next lines again. This is the third one that I'm pasting. So this is the third one. All right, let me put a line here so you can differentiate all of them. I'll put a line. So this is where this one stops. Okay, let me put a line so you can differentiate all of them. So this is the first one that I pasted. Just come and copy and paste. That's all. Okay, that's the second one. This is the third one. All right, so now I'm going to paste that thing in here. I'll click on output parser plus. Okay, let's click on structured output parser. Structured output parser. So it's always in a structure. Then I'll come here, Control A, Control V, Control A, Control V, Control A, Control A, Control V. So what I pasted says CV score, CV score. So I want the CV score first, and then the recommendation, the CV score, and then the recommendation. Okay, so now let's go back to the basic LLM. All right, I'll go back to the basic LLM and execute the step. Now, you see in the output place, it would give me a sample structure of how this AI, this basic LLM chain would make the decision. So it's going to compare the CV to the job description. And here, can you see what it says? It says 90% strong match. Candidate demonstrates extensive experience with SQL, Tableau, and so on. So definitely this person is worth interviewing. Can you see that, guys? Can you see that? So definitely this person is worth interviewing. Okay, this person is worth interviewing. So these are the things that HR people are using now to screen your CVs out. So now that we have this, we just need finishing touches. We could have stopped here, but how will this AI agent communicate with my client? How will it communicate with my client? So two things. I need this AI agent to summarize some key details and put it in a Google Sheet for my client, and also send that. You see that final recommendation score? You should send it like that as an email to my client, so that anytime my client receives an email, they can, from the email alone, if somebody applies, they will receive an email, and from that email, they already know whether they should interview this person or not, without even looking at the CV. So that's the whole point. You don't want your client to look at any CV again. All right. So, all right. So I'm going to click on this plus sign. Okay. And I will say Google Sheets, Google Sheets. So let me type Sheets. Okay. Google Sheets. Put it in a Google Sheet for me. So I'll click on Google Sheets. Now, what do I want this thing to do? What action do I want to take? Do I want it to take on a Google Sheet? Okay, what action do I want it to take on a Google Sheet? And to put things, to take the initiative, it is good if you create the Google Sheet beforehand. So you go to a new tab and say sheet.new, sheet.new, sheet.new. Why is it telling me to sign in? Shouldn't tell me to sign in. Let me click here and go to Google Sheets. Yeah, you can click on this icon here and just scroll down, look for Sheets, click on Sheets. It should take me to Google Sheets. Aha, this is what it should give me. All right. So I'll click on blank spreadsheet. Okay. I'll click on blank spreadsheet and I want to name it. I'll click on this untitled spreadsheet here and name it as, what should we name it as again? Applicant data. I'll call it applicant data. Are you with me? I'll call it applicant data. So I've created it. I don't need to press save. It is on Google Sheets, so it automatically saved. I don't need to press any save. It will save automatically. All right, so let's go back to N8N. Now that I've created applicant data sheet, I'll now say, no, not create spreadsheet. I will say append row in sheet. Append row in sheet. What that means is anytime anybody fills the form, just go to the next row, available row, next available row, and fill it. If anybody fills, go to the next row and fill these details. If anybody fills again, go to the next row and fill, just like that. That's what it means. That's what append row in sheet means. When I click on append row, it will now open again. Okay, so again, if you haven't previously connected, it will ask you to sign in. You see a button that says sign in to Google to connect Sheets. So you click on sign in, follow the step. It's very easy. Just follow the steps and you'll be signed in. Once you sign in, you'll be here again. All right. So Sheets within documents. Fantastic. Append row. I'll leave it like that. What document do you want me to put the information in? I'll click on choose, and because I created applicant data, I can now see applicant data here. So if you did not create your sheet, You will not see it here. That's the meaning. So I'll click on applicant data. I have applicant data. Then it's telling me what what sheets should I fill it in? Let me show you. Can you see sheet 1? Can you see sheet 1 down here? This is sheet 1. Okay. If I create another sheet, it will be sheet 2. So this is sheet 2 now. So sheet 1, sheet 2. So it's asking me, should I put it here or I should put it here? Which one should I put it? So I can say, I can click on choose and say sheet 1. Okay, sheet 1. All right, sheet 1. Now, it says something. It says no columns found in Google Sheets. No columns found in Google Sheets. So if you want me to put data somewhere, please tell me which columns I should put it. So what I need to do is to go back here and now state which information I want to collect, which information I want the AI agent to put. So I will say name. Oh yeah, help me, guys. Name, email, what else? I can say work history, okay. Then skills, okay, and maybe phone number, yes, so that in case if I need to call, phone number, phone, what again? Then recommendation, the recommendation, or let me say score. Let me call it score. You can actually call it anything. It doesn't matter what you call it. You can call it anything you want. You can put as many information you want to gather as you want. Okay, so but I'll leave it at this because of time. Okay, I'll go back to my N8N workflow and I would see refresh. It said refresh to see the updated field. So I'll click on refresh and you now see those same columns that I just added. You now see them created here: name, email, work history, skill, phone, score. Can you see that? Can you see? So now, what do you want to put in there anytime anybody fills the form? What do you want to put inside of it anytime anybody fills the form? Name. I'll come and look for name. Remember, do you remember that they filled name when they were filling the form, right? Name and email. We got it when they were filling the form. So I can come to on form submission here. On form submission, I can click here, okay, and I can drag full name and drop it inside this box. I'll drag full name and drop it inside this box. Okay, forget about that. What you are seeing in there. As long as it is green, you are good. As long as it is green, you are good. Forget about what is there. It is name. Okay. So email, I'll drag email and drop it here also. All right. Where can I get work history from? Where can I get work history from again? Where can I get work history from? I think information extractor. Let's expand information extractor. So when you're looking for stuff, just come to the left-hand side and expand or collapse. Okay. You can expand or collapse. Okay. Expand or collapse. Expand or collapse. Okay, so let me expand extract from file. We have, okay, it's not here. Let me collapse it back. Information extractor. Now I have skill, work history, certification, and all of that. So I could have added certificate set to one of the columns. Okay, so you can add it. It's the same format. All right, the same steps. All right, you can add that to yours. Okay, but I won't be doing that in mine. So I'll drag work history from here and drop it in the work history box. I'll drag skills and drop it in the skill box. Where is phone number? Telephone is here. I'll drag it and drop it in the telephone. Score. What is the score? The score was given by the basic LLM chain. Do you remember? The basic LLM chain was the one that scored the CV. So I'll expand that to get my score. Okay. This is the score. So I'll drag this. I'll drag the score. It has type on that. So I'll drag it and drop it here. Okay, so it will always give me the score of this person inside the sheet. So I can always come to the sheet to see the summary of that applicant. Once I click execute step, if everything is fine and good, it should execute the steps it should excuse the step for me. And now if I go to my applicant data that I created, I should now see, look, can you see? I now have something in there. Can you see that? I have something in there. Okay. And just to teach you, let me teach you something about Google Sheets very quickly. Okay. To make it look neat, okay, just highlight from letter A to the last column where you have data, and then click on this icon that says text wrap, and click on this second icon. Okay, it will wrap all the text. So once it has done that, you will now click on this icon just beside the text wrap and align to the top so that it brings everything to the top. So you are seeing everything on top. So let's look at what we have here. So I have my name, email, the work history, the skills. Phone number is saying error because this is starting with plus sign. Okay, but if you click on it, you see the actual phone number. Then most importantly, I have my score, 90% strong match. This is what I need to make a decision. Okay, but again, you don't want to stress, you don't want to overly stress your client, okay, to be checking sheets. The sheet is just for documentation, right? I want the agent to send an email. So I'll click on that plus and I'll say email. And I'll search for email, send an email. So when I click on email, I'll click Gmail, okay? Gmail, and I'll say send a message, okay? Send a message. Once I click on send a message, again, it will ask you to log in. Just log in and you're good. Once that is done, you will now set up how you want the message to look like, and that is all. Okay, so who do you want you to send the message to? This would be your client's email. Okay, your client's email. So to test it, I want one person's email. Please, I want one person's email. So the person, somebody that screen disappeared. Fidelis, have you climbed the antenna that I said you should climb? Have you climbed it? If not climbed it, you won't see my screen. All right, so echelonbase24@gmail.com. So I've chosen that. Okay. So echelonbase. All right. So subject. What do you want the subject to be? All right. What do you want the subject to be? I want the subject to be, so when anybody applies, let's say Mohammed applies to the job now. All right. Mohammed applies to the job. My client, who is Echelon in this scenario now, would be he will receive an email saying Mohammed just applied. And if he opens the email, he will see Mohammed's score. And you'll see Mohammed's score. He will see the recommendation, whether to interview him or not. And you'll see my email so that you can easily copy it and send me an email saying, in fact, I can build another automation that will send the email. All right. But for today, I will just say, okay, the subject should be Mohammed just applied, or the name of the person and then just applied. So because I want the name of the person to appear, I'll come and drag name from here, name. I'll drag name in here, and then I'll type space, just applied, okay, with exclamation. Okay, and you can see the result. Mohammed just applied. So whoever applies, their name will appear as the title. Okay, and email type, it should be text, please, not HTML, text. And then what do I want in the message? What do I want to appear in the message? I want the score. So I'll drag score and drop here. So the HR is going to receive the message. Okay, the HR is going to receive the message. Again, if I want the email, okay, I can say his email is, I'll now drag email from here to come after the is. Okay, so You will receive the score and the recommendation, and the email is, if I drag down, you see how it will look like. All right, can you see it? His email is automation10@ab@gmail.com and so on. So this is how to do this. So here, I'll just click on execute step. And once I execute step, if everything is good, it should say, you can see sent. It has sent the email. So if I check my email, okay, Echelon, it is your email. So Echelon, you should have received an email by now. Okay, you should have received an email by now. You should have received an email by now. Okay, you should have received an email by now. All right. So, and I can CC, if I want to add anybody in CC, okay, in copy, I can put somebody in copy. I just click on CC and I can add my own email in copy so that it will message me and Echelon. All right. Execute step again, and then you can see sent. Okay. So let me check my own email since I'm in CC. Let me check my email. Let's check my email. You've seen the email. What does it say? Mohammed has applied, right? Can you see? Mohammed Suleiman just applied. Okay, 90% strong match and so on. His email is this. So, and I can click directly on this email and send Mohammed an email immediately. Okay, so this is how automation works. This is how automation works. It does not end here. It does not end here. Let me show you something very vital. Let's cancel this. Let me show you something very vital. Once you are done, okay, you need to publish. You need to publish. So I'll click on publish. Okay, I'll click on publish. If you want to change the name, fine. If you don't want to, you can leave it that way. I'll click on publish, and it says workflow published. Now that it's published, I can now come to the form, okay, and copy the link to the form. Okay, I have test URL, I have production URL. So this is the link to the form. Okay, this is the link to the form. Okay, fantastic. You can see. So I want somebody to just maybe 2 or 3 people. Okay, just 2 or 3 people. Okay, I'll be in my email. All right, so just 2 people or 3 people fill the form, fill the job application form now. I've put it in the chat. Fill the job application form, and let's see. I'll be refreshing my email, or it should just appear here. Okay, the email should appear here with your application. Okay. If you are not at your desk, you get the email on your phone now. Is your email not on your phone, Martin? People have their emails on their phones, so you get the email notification. The idea is you don't have to check the CV again. You just receive emails with the score of that person immediately once they apply, and you decide whether you want to ghost them. Okay, my clients can decide whether they want to ghost them or not. So while you are trying that, okay, I'll come back to the email. While you are trying, whoever is applying to the job now, apply, just fill the form, and I should receive an email. So if you filled the application form that I sent, let me know. Let me know. Okay, let me know so that let me know. Let me know. Martin, you didn't hear, that's Oluwatobi. You didn't hear when I said that you can create another agent to do that for you. Another agent can invite the candidate for interview based on the scope. Okay, but no, I won't give you everything in one night. It's not possible. I'll not give you everything in one night. Okay, so but this is something that is very useful. You've saved your client a lot of headache already. Even without that second AI agent, you've already saved. Do you know how much you've saved them? Okay, and nobody's applying to my job. Is nobody applying to my job? Nobody wants to apply. You people are scared. Yes, CV is required. Upload your CV anyhow like that. Let's see your score. Just upload it. We just want to test, okay? I won't judge you. All right, Basi, I will not judge you. Just upload it like that, okay? So just upload it. All right, and submit. It has to be in PDF format. Remember, it has to be in PDF. So unless my phone will not take it. Nobody. I'm just waiting for one person. Please apply to my. Now there is job people don't want to apply. You there's job that people don't want to apply. All right. Okay, somebody applied. Okay, Suga Aondongo. Who is that? Who is that person? Is the person here? Just give me a thumbs up. Let me confirm you're here. You're in the meeting. Give me a thumbs up. You use the coded name. use the coded name. All right. How come you scored 0? How did you do it? How did you do it that you scored 0? You didn't upload any CV. You didn't upload any CV. How did you do it now? Somebody should apply. Somebody just use any CV. How did you do it? It's maybe my AI is very harsh. Okay, I'll tell it to be lenient a little bit. Maybe it's very harsh. All right, that's the first time that I've seen that kind of score. All right, so somebody else should apply very quickly, guys. Quickly. Can you see that I received the email? Okay. Okay, it is mathematics PDF you used. Okay, it's obvious. So, and this AI is very cool. It did not even waste time to even give me any recommendation. It just gave me 0. Well, this is hostility. But all right, it's AI. So, but you can see how it works. Okay, I want one more person apply, please, so that we can discuss some things. Because after building, you have to be able to also negotiate so that this can turn into a recurring revenue for you, a recurring income for you, not just a one-time project. Okay, Echelon, you have applied. Okay, let's see. Where is the email? I've not received the email. Okay, so you can see somebody, Justice, just applied. Justice, are you Echelon 24? Are you Justice? Is that you? So you see, it says 25% low match. Candidate demonstrated strong critical thinking, clear writing, and argument analysis, useful transferable skills, but the CV lacks evidence of a core data analyst technical skills, SQL, Excel, Tableau, and all of that, hands-on data. So the person does not have all of this. Okay, recommendation: do not interview for this data analyst role. Consider only if candidates can demonstrate or quickly acquire technical tooling. So don't worry, HR is not going to reach out to this person. Are you with me? So this is how HR people are using AI to screen out your CV. So my client is enjoying already. Okay, so my client is enjoying already. It's already working. This is how it's going to work. Okay, so but that is not where it ends. All right, we're coming from somewhere. Okay, we're coming from somewhere, right? Now we built it. Okay, we built it. We've built the automation, right? So everything is automated now. All right, everything is automated. It's working fine. Okay, I'm getting, my client is getting their score in this format. So we've built it. This is it, right? So now, how do you retain the customer on a monthly basis? This is what you're going to tell them. So apart from just building the stuff and telling them it's working already, this is the form link. You won't give them the workflow. They don't have any business with the workflow you built. It's just the form link. You just give them the form link and tell them, put this on your advert. Okay, don't worry, you'll get an email once anybody applies. Okay, you can test it internally and let me know if it works. Okay, they'll test it and see it's working. All right, and then they'll put it on their application. But you tell them that, look, I'm gonna be available for system monitoring and workflow troubleshooting. So in case it breaks, all right, um, in case it breaks, I'll be on standby. Okay. In case you want an improvement, maybe some people that you are screening are not really meeting your standard. So you want some improvement in the scoring logic. I can do that. Okay. If you want to also change the job you want to use it for, but retain the same link, I am on ground to do that for you. Okay. If you want the email to come in a different format, I can do that for you. Okay. If you want me to show you some analytics on a monthly basis, I can come and do that for you. So for these services, you are giving the client peace of mind. And guess what? You are getting money on a monthly basis. Just for a small fee, all right, on a monthly basis, you are getting this. Okay. So the dual value equation. So the client is getting their own. You have eliminated their stress. Okay. You sped up their operations and their hiring process. All right. And you are getting, just imagine these clients referring you to some of their counterparts that, oh, you know what, we are balling. There is one contractor that it depends. You can ask them to, it depends on your bargaining power, Basi. Okay. Whatever you want to take, how much will, if you build this, how much will you pay, how much will you ask your client to pay monthly? So it's up to you. If they agree, fine. And if they don't agree, bargain. It's simple. So do you know how much they will spend normally to hire like 3 HR professionals or 4 just to speed up the process? One person is looking at CV, or maybe like 5 people are looking at CV. One person is sending email. The other person is scheduling. Do you know how much that is? So you don't go there and say something like 500K and just 500K monthly. That is ridiculous. All right. So, but I would leave it to you to decide how much you want to collect. Okay. When you build yours, decide how much. Type it. In fact, type in the chat how much will you collect for this kind of thing. So it's a partnership at the end of the day. Okay, it's a partnership. So you build something. Now that is a leverage for you. Okay, and these things hardly break. Okay, it hardly breaks. So you've just gotten yourself a stress-free monthly. Yes, people pay even more than somebody built a workflow recently. Okay, and charged $8,000. First off, for building it, first pay $8,000. That's my workmanship. Then you'll now be paying another $1,000 monthly. So you first pay me $8,000, okay, for removing your stress, okay, and then, in fact, let me not go too far, okay, let me not go too far. All right, let me not go too far. That's enough information. Okay, so now, regardless of who you are, it really doesn't matter whether you're still at home or you're a fresh graduate, you're a hustler, you're a teacher, you're a lawyer, a doctor, engineer, whatever it is that you are currently, you can actually transition into becoming an AI automation engineer. Okay? You can transition to becoming an AI automation engineer. And there are so many people that have passed through our program and done it. Oluwasegun, this guy was an auditor. Okay? He used to be an auditor, a finance auditor. Now, he currently works with a Canadian company as an AI automation engineer. Same for Ava. Ava built his own AI automation agency. Okay, so he didn't want to work like the previous guy. All right, so he built his own AI automation agency, and now he's consulting for so many firms as an AI automation engineer. Okay, Pavel was a teacher. He broke into tech through our program. Bukola, the same thing, broke into tech through our program. Ene did the same. She currently works remotely for a company in the UK after passing through our program. Judith, say She traveled to the UK. She was doing care jobs, okay, but she wanted to transition. All right. So after passing through our program, she was able to transition. But here is the thing: most of the courses you find out there, once you get your certificate, that is it. That is all. Once your certificate hits your email, you will never hear from them again. You can't get anything from them again. But here at Tenalytics Business, this is the full package. Apart from the 8 weeks of live training, which you get every Saturday for 3 hours, imagine what we've done within the last 30 minutes, 1 hour. You get a 3-hour training every week. See what we've built in less than 2 hours. Okay, just about 1 hour, 30 minutes, or 1 hour ish from when I started. We've built that now. Okay, and I was still explaining it. Imagine if I did not have to explain it. Within 15 minutes, I'm done building it. I've given 15 minutes of your time for $8,000. It's unbelievable. So 8 weeks of live training, then you get weekly mentorship sessions on Thursday evenings. Okay, on Thursday evenings you get mentorship. Yesterday was Thursday. I took the mentorship session and we looked at 20 interview questions beginners fail. Questions like, tell me your biggest weakness. Tell me a time your line manager disagreed with you. We looked at that. So we'll mentor you on those things. Okay. Then the final 2 weeks of your training will be capstone hackathon. Okay. So there'll be a project you do on your own. Solve a problem on your own and you'll be graded. Okay. Then CV review and revamp. We'll review and revamp your CV. Okay. So that your CV would not score 0. Are you with me? So your CV will not score 0. All right. All right. So LinkedIn optimization. Now, after you've applied, the HR will now, you see those people that score like 90 and above and all of that. They will still go and verify you on your LinkedIn to see that, okay, let's go and check out his LinkedIn. And if your LinkedIn is looking quack, guess what? This person is not serious. Even with the 90. So that's how they screen people out. Are you with me? And leave the best of the best to come interview. So we'll help you optimize your LinkedIn. Okay. And you can type my name, Mohammed Suleiman, on LinkedIn and connect with me. Okay. I'll be glad to connect with you on LinkedIn. All right. Upwork profile setup. You see, Upwork is a platform where you can get freelance jobs as well. Okay, clients that you can build something like this for, there are plenty on Upwork. All right. So it'll help you set up your profile and show you some of the things that most people don't know. Okay. For example, if you are treating Upwork, if you are here and you know Upwork and you are treating Upwork like LinkedIn, you've not gotten a job yet. I can tell you for free that you have not gotten a job on Upwork yet. Okay. Your Upwork has its own strategy, different from LinkedIn. All right. So now, you also have interview preparation. This is one of the most interesting aspects of Tenalytics business. Anytime you get an interview, we'll prepare you ahead of that interview. If you get 3 interviews, we'll prepare you 3 different times. Even after your program has ended, after the 8 weeks of your program, if you get an interview after that, we'll still prepare you at no extra cost. Are you with me? When most training firms will tell you you're on your own, we're still willing to work with you after. You would also get job reference letters. Okay. How do we make it happen for you? We allow you to use Tenalytics business. These are exclusively for those who register. All right. We allow you to use Tenalytics business as your current or past experience on your CV and your LinkedIn, which means I can issue you a recommendation letter upon demand, whether within your 8 weeks of the program or after your program has ended. You also have on-the-job support. Imagine when others are leaving you to yourself. After you've gotten a job, if you need help, we are still there at no extra cost to help you. All right. So to ensure that you confidently hit the ground running on that job. Every Tuesdays during the training program, you would have support session. So if there's any gray area you need to ask question on, apart from the fact that you could have asked in class or you could have asked on the WhatsApp group, you still have this dedicated session where you can still ask. So it is if you don't want to learn that you won't know it. If you are willing to do this, all right, you will be getting this. Then you also be part of our alumni community, okay? And you'll also get a certificate that is accredited by the ACTD and CPD accreditation body. If you don't know what the ACTD is, this is the American Council of Training and Development, okay? Internationally recognized, as well as CPD. CPD is the Continuous Professional Development Accreditation, all right? So they are both international. In fact, you don't need the two, okay? I can give you one and tell you it's okay. You can go with the ACTD. You don't need CPD, all right? So they are highly, highly recognized internationally to be useful for you if you're looking for remote jobs from Africa, or if you ever travel out, it will also be useful for you. Okay, it is widely recognized. All right. But guess what? Opportunities like this is not for everybody. Are you with me? Opportunities like this is not for everybody. As much as I would love to help everyone on this call, there are only a few that I can help. Okay, there are only a few that I can help. And those are the ones who are ready to take action. It will not happen to you by mistake. For you to earn $1,000, $2,000 on a project would not happen by mistake. Financial stability does not happen by mistake. You would have to take calculated actions to get there. All right. So I'm going to work with 5 people. 5, just 5 people that I want to work with that are ready. That look, it's time for me to get into this, to start my journey into financial freedom. Okay. 5 people are ready to start tomorrow. Ready to start tomorrow. Okay. You can join our program. Okay. And for you to join and get access to all those beautiful things that we've talked about, right from the 8 weeks of training, your Saturday classes, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., okay, down to the ACTD accreditation, okay, the job reference letters, the interview prep, the on-the-job support, everything, the mentorship and the likes. For you to get access to that, you are not going to pay 980,000. You will not be paying 250,000. If you are part of the first 5 people, you would only be required to pay either 150K if you want to split it into 3 installments so that you can pay 50,000 naira now and get started and pay the rest later. Or if you want to do it outrightly, 120K one time and you get an extra 30K off the program. Okay, how do you do that? You do that via our website. Okay, you do it via our website. All right, so I would send the link to the website in the chat now, and I only need 5 people. I think 5 people is even too much. All right, 5. Okay, let me leave it at 5. All right, just 5 persons that I will be working with. So if you click this link, let me send it. Okay, it's going to take you to this page where I am. Okay, it's take you to this page where I am, and all you need to do is to scroll to where you have view programs. Click on view programs. It will take you to all the AI programs that we have. All you need to do is to look for AI automation engineering and click on enroll now. Once you click on enroll now, you'll be required to create your account. So just enter in your details and your account will be created. But I already have an account, so I'll click on sign in. Okay, I'll click on sign in. All right, I'll click on sign in. Just give me a second. So I'll click and sign in. Okay, sorry about that. View programs. All right, AI automation. Where is AI automation? So I'll click on enroll now. Okay, enroll now. All right, and then it's going to ask me to sign in. After signing in, it will bring you to this page. It will bring you to this page. Now, once you are here, just scroll all the way to the bottom. You see choose your payment plan. Once you click on that, you choose your cohort. Okay, so when you click on this, you see May 2026 cohort, which is starting tomorrow, or June, which means you can lock down your spot now and start in June. All right, so I'll click on May. Okay, and then I will have to select my payment plan, whether full payment or the 3 installments. Okay, so I'll click on the full payment. Once I've done that, I'll click on the button below that says pay. Once I click that, it's going to take you to the checkout page. You'll get your own unique account detail. You get your own unique account detail for your payment. Once you make the payment, this page automatically reloads. It automatically reloads into the learner's dashboard. You take it to your learner's dashboard. Once you have done that, you want to send me a DM immediately. 0703 703 2116. I'll repeat 0703 703 2116. I'll repeat it again and type it 0703 703 2116. Okay, send me a DM immediately so that I'll walk you through the next steps in your enrollment. If you have enrolled, send me a DM. Send me a DM. All right, send me a DM immediately. All right, so I'll take a few questions and then we'll call it a night. All right, just 2 questions. I'm interested, but the action at the moment is difficult. Nicodemus, see, that difficult action is what you need now to move yourself towards a more comfortable. Nobody said it was going to be a walk in the park. Okay. There was a time when I was very young. Okay, when I was very young, someone told me, say, good things don't come easy. And I was like, I find it very difficult to understand back then that if it's good, why should it be difficult to get? Right? Why should it be difficult to get? But guess what? At the end of the day, you would have to pay a sacrifice for every single decision that you make. If you say, okay, I'm not going to take this now, it is still difficult. All right. Dangote is still, it's not going to stop Dangote from increasing his fuel price. Okay. So it's not going to stop inflation. Your decision is not going to stop inflation. Okay. So choose your own difficult. All right. And choose it very wisely. So that's my advice for you. Okay. So it's always going to be difficult until it gets easier. But choose your own difficult. Okay, choose your own difficult. So that is okay. Somebody, Godfrey wants to ask a question. Let me see if I can allow you on. So Godfrey, unmute your mic and speak to me.
Yes, thank you, sir, for everything that you're doing. This is a well thought out process, and God will continue to replenish you. Then quickly, my question is, assuming an invoice is acknowledged on a particular date, can this automation pick out the acknowledged date? Yes.
Yes. Let me see if I can quickly add that. Give me a second. Where is the notification again? So you can actually add date if you want. Okay, you can add date. Where is the form again? Where is the sheet? So first off, I'll go to the sheet. I can add date. All right. so I can add date. Okay, so let's go to, that would be here. I'll double click on the sheet. Okay, so I'll double click on the sheet and refresh. So once I refresh, it should have date under. Can you see the date has added? Then I'll now, so that it always pick today's date, I'll put in, so maybe I'll add this to the format as well. Okay, the format I'll share with you guys. You put now, okay, but it's not an ordinary now. I'll tell you the now that you put. I'll show you the now. All right. So I'll show you the now. Okay. So you just put it like this. Okay. You can put it like this. Okay. First off, Control V. Yeah. So I have the day here saying 080506. All right. So once you paste, this is the format for date. Okay. If you want date time, you can do it also. All right. But this is the format for date. Okay. And once you have this, sorry about that. Once you have this, just execute workflow again. And after execution, when you go to the sheet, you will now have date. You now have the dates. How many people have filled? Yeah, the last person will now have the date. Can you see the dates there? So that way, anytime anybody fills the form, you'd always have the date attached. All right, you'd always have the dates attached. Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you. Thank you. I'm grateful.
Fantastic. So are you part of those who will be in class tomorrow? Godfrey?
Yes, I'm trying to round up data analysis, but for now, until I'm done with that, before I'll consider doing something else.
Okay, before you consider, okay. But since you already do data analytics, I mean, that should be able to give you remote jobs. Do you still need this?
Yes, I need to automate my job work. That's why I'm telling you that most times I'm in a logistics firm.
Okay.
The thing is that once an invoice is acknowledged by a customer and they send it to my mail, just
You
the way
can
you
miss
created that sheet, it should pick the acknowledged date. It's and when these invoices are too many, I find it difficult to pull up all the dates. So that's why I need this automation seriously.
fantastic. Okay, fantastic one. So and you were able to learn something. You're able to learn something tonight.
Yeah.
Okay. So when are you going to finish your data analytics course?
Hopefully on the 16th by God's grace.
On
16th of this month. Yeah.
All right. So why not just secure a spot ahead of June then and start in June?
For now, I have so many pressing things that I'm doing. But hopefully before the year runs out, maybe between
before the year runs out.
Yeah.
Before the year runs out, you'll come back here and you will not believe your eyes. Okay, you won't believe your eyes. First off, after tomorrow, you won't be getting it at this rate. Okay, we're reverting back to the normal 250K price. Okay, because class is starting tomorrow. That's first off. If you're lucky at the end of the year, if you are very lucky, maybe you get it at around 350,000. Okay, so you know Dangote just reviewed his fuel price, so everything is going up. So at your own risk. All right. So maybe your job is not giving you a whole lot of headache yet. The invoices that you are tracking is not giving you a whole lot of headache yet. So it's not urgent. So maybe that's what it is for you, and I'll take it that way. All right. So, or hopefully, um, like you rightly said, at the end of the year, I'll see you in class. All right. But by then, most of the people here, for those who have sent me a DM already, congratulations. All right. Let me give you your flowers. Okay. I think I've received a couple of DMs already. All right. So for those who have sent me a DM already, I'll be responding to you immediately after this call ends. Okay. So, guys, that is it for tonight. Again, if you have secured your spot, send me a DM ASAP 0703 703 2116, and let's start to change your story. Cheers, guys, and have a wonderful evening. Do I have a message in the chat? Okay, no message in the chat. All right. So, also those who fill the attendance form, you'll be getting the recording, the materials, everything that I shared, that I said I'll share. You get it, and you'll be able to build yours on your own. Cheers, guys. Have a wonderful evening.